Hi there everyone, sorry for the wobbly tripod. I don't know what I can do to make this tripod stop wobbling, but anyway, welcome to Aqualuna 73. Thank you for being here, thank you for subscribing, welcome to all the new subscribers. And we are going to be a community that are going to discuss and share knowledge and help each other to grow regardless of our different backgrounds and religious practices or spiritual practices. So this is going to be another zodiac sign moon reading, zodiac sign based, and it's going to be for Sagittarius. So anyway, you could have Sagittarius in any part of your chart, or yeah, basically in any part of your chart or sign. And yeah, this is it, I think. I'm sorry, I'm a bit flustered. Okay, I just had something that I had to stop the reading because there was something that I had to deal with quickly. Anyway, let's continue. I think this reading is going to be probably a follow-up of the previous reading that I did. I think it was for Aries. I'm not sure, okay, because there are certain things of that specific reading that came through in this one as well. So maybe you should go check out that reading. I haven't loaded it yet, okay. By the time I wrote this, by the time I'm going to load this reading, it's probably going to be loaded already, the Aries reading. But anyway, let's continue. I'm using this specific deck. Okay, this is a deck that explains the different meanings of the cards. I don't have a deck like this. This is my daughter's deck. I saw the tarot readers on YouTube use a specific deck, but I don't own a deck like this. So I'm just going to use, she said, Mommy, you can use my decks because I'm not doing any readings currently. She's too busy. So these already 3 cards that just fell out here for you. Okay, my collective Sagittarius. So I'm going to go through the notes. I'm going to draw 6 cards for now, and then we're going to see, okay, what the universe has to say for you. Okay. So I strongly get the feeling, first of all, before I continue, I want to go through the notes that I made. See, I made notes. Here's my notes. Okay. So before I continue, I just want to go through the notes. In the previous reading, I spoke about me picking up, or there was a something about a molecule. Okay. A molecule is called chiral because it cannot be superposed with its mirror image. Okay, this is a scientific explanation of what chirality means. Okay, and if something cannot be superposed, in other words, if a molecule is chiral and it cannot be superposed with its mirror image, it means there's no harmony and there's no congruency in something. Okay. So the thing that I picked up on the, there's a song that came through, and the song is by group Midnight Oil. It was a group in the 80s of Australia, and they used to cover a lot of, the music was basically very politically based, okay, of the political situation in the country with the Aborigines and the land that was taken, blah, and so forth. So there was this specific song that came through, and I'm going to say this is going to be a twin flame reading, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what I pick up with this energy of the molecule not being superposed. Okay, in the previous reading I got a card from this deck. I pulled a card from this deck. Okay, and the card said that your twin is your mirror image. Okay, and I picked up in my meditation as well as in my dream about this identical chemical compound. Okay, a molecule is chiral. It cannot be superposed with its mirror image. So what superposed means, there's no harmony. It cannot be, it doesn't fit. It's almost like, say for instance, there's a puzzle piece, the other puzzle piece doesn't fit into it. Okay, it cannot fit on top of each other in a manner that makes it combine. Okay, and the reason why, and this is what I pick up. Okay, this is also part of the download that I got. We all know that oil and water don't mix. Okay, and the reason oil and water don't mix is water is a polar substance and oil is non-polar. In other words, water's attraction to other water molecules is so strong, it will pull to each other. When you throw the oil on the water, you will see the oil clumps together, the different drops of oil, it will clump together. Okay, because the water molecules are strongly magnetically attracted to each other, and it basically causes this clump of oil on the surface of the water. And what came through in this is, I don't know exactly what this is, but I strongly get the feeling with this oil thing. I said midnight oil. There is a individual. This individual could be from Australia. Okay, this individual is basically interfering with some type of union between two individuals. Okay, because this individual is representing this oil, and these two individuals are representing the polar opposites of the two substances that the water contains, and it wants to pull, but there's this oil that's basically either preventing a get together of something, or there's something that's being prevented. Okay, that there's some type of merge that needs to occur in some type of dynamic, but there is either an individual or a situation or a group of people that are interfering. These two individuals represent the water, the other individuals represent the oil that's non-polar. Okay, I don't know exactly what this is, but the other phrase that also came to mind is this Bible phrase in Matthew 5 verse 13, where Jesus says to his disciples, you are the salt of the earth. Okay, so the reason why I think this came through is this twin flame connection is either a very important connection that needs to occur, that needs, these two individuals need to be joined together, okay, for some type of purpose, if I can put it that way, that's bigger than them. Okay, and there are certain interferences here with the oil aspect. Okay, the other thing I also want to mention is even though a molecule cannot be superposed with this mirror image. Say for instance, one individual is a molecule and the mirror image of the molecule is in the mirror. They talk about the molecule. There's this scientific explanation to name this. They call it handedness. Okay, you can look it up. It's in chemistry. Okay, they call it handedness. So basically, if you put your right hand, it's basically, if you turn it around, it's going to be left and vice versa. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. So the thing that came through for me is this: if you are the twin flame dynamic and you basically cannot superpose with the mirror image of your twin, it's almost like it's not only the interferences with this individual, it could be differences, okay, between the two people. There could be very huge differences in between these two individuals, in personality, in age, in everything, okay. This is why there's no congruency, no harmony. But at the end of the day, if this union should occur, there's some type of merging that is going to happen, and there's some type of energy that's going to be cancelled out, okay. Some type of energy that needs to be cancelled out by the merging, okay, of these two, basically, I don't know what, the molecule and the mirror image of the molecule, or two people for that matter, okay. So I don't know exactly what this is. I'm going to see here. This is an oracle deck, the story cards oracle deck. I'm going to draw a few oracle cards. What lessons and messages do you have for my collective regarding this reading? This is a twin flame reading, a soulmate twin flame reading. This is not an ordinary relationship, okay. So what lessons? I want you to please give me clear messages regarding this thing. Holy Spirit, God, Son, Jesus Christ, Holy Spirit, Amun-Ra, Mother Ike, Mother Brigitte, Kali, Archangel Michael, all the benevolent energies that work with me every day when I do my readings, when I meditate in my readings. What do you want my collective to know for this twin flame reading? Please and thank you, because there's no harmony, there's no congruency, there is interferences of some kind. I don't know exactly what this dynamic is. Okay, let's just see this. I'm not sure about anything yet. Okay, I'm going to draw 3 cards. Something tells me draw 3 cards, and then we're going to see what the universe has to say for you. Okay, the first card is home. Okay, I see the bird here on the wire. There's a bird here. There's a bird on a wire, and there's something here that looks like these music notes on here, and there is a lot of hearts on here. Okay, so I told you this is a twin flame connection. This individual, basically, if you look into the twin flame or soulmate dynamic, they will always tell you this person is your mirror image. This person is home. This is your home. Okay, so this person is your home. There's writing at the bottom here, but I can't make out what it says. Okay, intuition is the second. This is the other card, and then mystic. Intuition and mystic. This is definitely okay. You have the intuition and the mystic card. Okay, which tells me this connection, there's something different about whatever this dynamic is, this connection. It's not ordinary, okay? You first got the Strength card. I think, yeah, both of you are being tested, okay, into it in a certain regard regarding this connection. I think the type of test that we're talking about here, that I think that both of you are basically on, I would say, the consistency, your willingness to basically walk the mile regarding this thing, because a twin flame connection is not like an ordinary relationship, okay? These are a lot of, I think both of you are very strong, independent individuals. And I think that disharmony is possibly because of this. It's almost like two stubborn people, okay? Or two strong-willed individuals. Both have strong personalities with the Strength card. But I think this could also cause an issue here in this dynamic. Power plays and stuff like that, okay? Because the Strength card, basically also you will see as she's holding on to the mouth of the lion. The lion is a wild animal. She controls this wild animal. It speaks of controlling certain specific things like your animal instincts, where you basically not going on intuition, you're not listening to your higher self, and you just act out. You basically just do things without thinking. And this is an aspect that both of you need to work on, okay? The second card is the Knight of Cups. There was this, it says here, express your creativity with compassion and emotion. You need to be very sensitive to each other, graceful, almost poetic like, okay, with each other's emotions, in how you carry each other's emotions in certain situations. It makes me think of a quote I saw somewhere where this woman, she has a page where she says, if you are in a safe and secure relationship, and there's this reading that I made of, if two people continuously agree with each other, one of them is redundant, okay? And if a person is redundant in a relationship, this means this person has no voice. This means this person is a victim in a situation, and they basically cannot express what they feel or say, okay? Because maybe they keep quiet to avoid certain conflictive situations, okay? It could be a person that's an avoidant, okay? And this person basically withdraws when they need to face certain things head on. And the universe is asking you to be compassionate with each other's feelings, with each other's emotions, on how you handle each other. Because in this quote, this man says, on this post that I saw earlier on social media, feeling safe with a man is him when you're in an argument, in a heated argument with an individual, and you're romantically involved with this person, or are you engaged or married. It's basically when you're in a heated argument with your husband or your boyfriend, and they take your face into their hands and they tell you, listen here, we're not enemies. We're here to sort each other. to sort each other's emotions out and to listen. And I think that's very beautiful, because instead of being defensive, you're basically giving each other the grace here with this Knight of Cups to listen and express more healthier ways of dealing with certain emotions, because arguments can be heated and we have the tendency sometimes to maybe say things that we might regret. So it's a good thing seeing, say for instance, if you're a divine female, you have all kinds of emotions that you have to deal with, because you have periods, hormonal fluctuations, and your hormones affect your emotions, and there's a lot of things that you need to deal with. So if you can get a man that approaches you in a way like this, it's basically a gift, okay? If this person is not going to be defensive if you get mad, but they're willing to understand and listen to your feelings and try to see things from your perspective as a woman, I think it's very healthy also. It's basically like a man creating an environment of peace and safety and security and consistency. Okay, this is beautiful. I love this. But you as a divine female, I'm talking to both divine male and divine female. As a divine female with this Knight of Cups, I also think you need to create some type of boundary also here, where your emotions are respected. You need to be open with communication and growth, okay? It's like you have to have this type of harmonious community with this individual. Your third card is the, what is this, the Four of Swords. You need to reflect on this. It's almost like the universe is trying to tell you there's a lot of reflection that needs to occur in something. I don't know if this is a twin flame dynamic where you are two. Let me just see here. What are these individuals together? These, I don't know if, I think this is a twin flame dynamic in separation. Okay, they're not necessarily in a relationship. This is just advice on how you need to approach the situation when you are together or in union. Okay, because like I said, there are certain energies here that's adamant that want to keep this union from not occurring. And I do not know who these people are, what this union, I don't know. Okay, I'm just telling you what I pick up and the download that I got. And I don't know who I'm picking up here. And I strongly get the feeling if there's energies that's trying to prevent this, you're not in union with this person yet. Okay. Okay, this is other deck. I'm going to draw a few cards. There's already 3 cards that fell out. Okay, 2 cards, I mean. Like I said, you need to be in this energy where you reflect, where you recharge and listen to your intuition. I think there's a lot of, I think the situation is exhausting at the end of the day also. Energetically exhausting to both of you. Because you can feel, okay, the pull on your energies. Because I have here, there are certain energies of certain individuals that are pulling on both of you. Okay. You got the Sun card and the Devil card here. 2 major arcanas. The Sun card, it says joy. Okay. And here with the Devil card, it says rebirth. Ananke and rebirth. There's some type of rebirth that needs to occur also. I think this rebirth that needs to occur is Divine Feminine. This is for you. Okay. I think there are certain aspects that are still holding you back. Maybe traditional things or traditional... Okay, maybe I'm trying to think of an example here. There are certain aspects. Maybe it's traditional things, things that you were later formed a habit on how you did things and ingrained societal things. Okay. And there's something that you need to get rid of here, in my opinion, because it's standing in your way of some type of joy. Okay. And I strongly get the feeling this is your emotions. It's your... yeah, it's definitely your emotions. You being inhibited. It says here free spirit. This is the Knight of Wands. Okay, it says here free spirit. There's something that's being inhibited. Yeah, in my opinion. Someone is being inhibited. I don't know if this is you trying to inhibit something in yourself, but there's something that needs to be released here. I don't know what exactly this is. This is your fourth card. Okay, this is the Three of Cups. With this Three of Cups, you come across as a very friendly, radiant person. You basically love company. You enjoy being supportive and sharing of other individuals. You celebrate with people. You basically very generous and joyful individual. Okay, in your friendships, in society. You basically like somebody that... if somebody, say for instance, if a person sees you after a long time, basically, and they see you for the first time after long, there's a smile that comes across their face, because you trigger good feelings in people with this card. Okay, you make them feel good about themselves, Divine Female. But there is some type of inhibition here of you, a free spirit. Okay, and there's some type of energy that's trying to hold you back here. I want to clarify this. I'm going to clarify this quickly. I want to clarify this devil here. Okay. I said I wanted to clarify the devil. It gave me wisdom. This is what you need to apply in the situation. And Princess of the Borderland. In my opinion, this is just the universe telling you there's some type of border or boundary that you need to create. Because like I said, it's like some type of energy that's being drawn from you. It's seeping from you. And it's basically a good, feel-good energy, okay? And there are maybe certain energies that are feeding off it. It's draining you. It could be friends or family. And it's basically inhibiting something in you, okay? Maybe you just need to express certain boundaries, create certain boundaries regarding certain things, maybe learn to say no more, okay? If you're a mother, you're a parent, we have the tendency to overextend ourselves, even to our kids, to our friends, okay? And we have this tendency to neglect our own needs. And I think at the end of the day, maybe there's this burnout that creeps in, and this sense of depletedness that kicks in, okay? Because you basically work from a place of giving instead of receiving. And you also in the presence of people that are energetic, parasitic energies that are draining you. In my opinion, you need to cut, with the 10 of Swords, you need to cut the ties of these people, because this is what they cause. Because I think this applies for both of you. It could be just, say for instance, I'm going to try and make an example. I don't know exactly. Say for instance, these people represent the oil that I was speaking about that doesn't. These could be friends, okay? A group of friends. The 10 swords could represent a group of friends. They constantly making remarks. Maybe it's a group of males. You are, as a divine male, you discuss with your friends that you're interested in a certain specific individual, and they're trying to discourage you, okay? In my opinion, if you talk to them in the first place and you cannot think for yourself or make up your mind, that you don't have a very strong personal character. So you don't, in my opinion, a strong individual is not going to be bothered about what friends say. If you are intelligent, if you have wisdom, you should be able to make up your own mind regarding certain things. And if there's an individual, I don't know if you, divine female, are dealing with a male individual, okay, that asks their friends for opinions regarding the relationships, or maybe it's people that don't have a lot of wisdom, okay, or that requires this person to stay in the same energy. They don't want to evolve and grow, okay? And this is also draining to you, because this divine male or this twin flame, the opinions of their friends are more important than their own basic sovereign state, okay? Which tells me this person isn't a very strong individual if they have to ask other people's opinion and they cannot make up their mind themselves. So I don't know exactly what this is for you. Your last card is the Ace of Cups. There's something really amazing. This is like the ultimate card, okay? Abundance, unconditional love, friendships and opulence, pleasure. It speaks of self-love as well. New beginnings. A type of an enlightenment stage that you reach after a certain specific experience, maybe that you had, like a dark night of the soul, and you're basically free, okay, with this joy card as well. So I don't know if there's something that you need to free. The divine male and the divine female need to free themselves of something. I don't exactly know what this is, but whatever this is, it's either a group of people, a person that represents this oil dynamic, okay? And you basically with your twin flame represents this molecule that cannot be superposed. Okay. But it also tells me that there are certain aspects maybe that we need to understand, even though you may not be totally, I don't want to say compatible, more like sometimes when you, there are certain dynamics when you meet someone and you say, and you basically talk to this person and you discover you have nothing in common with this person, but you still like this individual. You don't necessarily share the same likes in sport or movies or food or the way you dress or where you live or whatever, but this does not mean that you cannot harmonize or get along with the individual. Okay, and I think this is also what this reading is concentrating on, is harmonizing something, and you both need to figure out how you're going to do this to make this dynamic work at the end of the day, because the same energies, in my opinion, I think these energies that you're dealing with, that basically is like trying to put a boulder between the connection. I don't know what this type of energies are. It could be basically just people that are interfering. It could be energetic interferences. If you look at it from a spiritual practice, a spiritual perspective, maybe spell work that's being sent your way and to withhold this union, okay, or prevent this union from taking place, because whatever this dynamic is, it's beneficial, okay, for the collective. And obviously if a union that's going to bring harmony is beneficial and for the collective, there are a lot of energies that are going to try to prevent it from happening or occurring. So let's just see what lessons and messages. Last message to have. You have the end of the Ace of Cups. In my opinion, this is something really huge, something that could be really life-altering and transforming for both of you. But like I said, there's no harmony here. There's a lack of it. And I don't think necessarily it only comes from the fact that you are totally different individuals. These external interferences. What lessons and messages do you have, my collective, for this reading? Please and thank you. Put yourself first. See, I think these external interferences of maybe people and friends with opinions, I already told you. Yeah. Loving yourself makes you more romantically attractive. Okay, so confidence is very attractive, okay? Pay attention to red flags. Know the warning signs of an unhealthy, or what an unhealthy connection looks like, okay? I cannot give you details of what you need to look out for. It's your responsibility because you know exactly what your situation entails, okay? I'm going to draw a last card. What lessons and messages do you have, my collective? A last card. Okay, there's one card that just flew out. It's see, redirect your thoughts. Focus on what you want to attract in this relationship, not on the fear, or not on what you fear will happen. So you both need to step out of this fear dynamic, because I strongly get the feeling that both of you are individuals that you basically had your own fair share of experiences that hurt you and so forth. And if you want this dynamic to work, you need to step out of this fear base. Like I said in a previous reading, I can't even remember who it was for, if you're in a new relationship, you cannot compare that individual, the new person, with the old individual that you're with. You do have the responsibility to be responsible regarding your boundaries. You need to love yourself first, okay? And if you love yourself first, your standards will basically, okay, be very high. And you will be exclusive and you will be rare. And nobody can just approach you, okay? Not any energy is going to be welcome in your presence. And it's not a question of being a snob, more like someone considering themselves as a high quality individual, okay? And everybody has a right to consider themselves this way, okay? But you also need to watch out for red flags, okay, like love bombing and stuff like this. But you also need to need to redirect your negative thinking, okay, away from a fear-based thinking. This is your reading for today, guys. I hope it was helpful. Let me just check here if I covered everything. Okay, the song that I mentioned, it was Midnight All Birds. I see it here, there's a bird on one of these cards here. And actually there's a song, the song of Midnight All, it's something about a Birds album, and the song was a instrumental wedding cake song, okay? So there's definitely some type of union that needs to occur here. I don't know exactly who you are. There's this other phrase that also came through in Afrikaans. They said elke pot het sy deksel. In English, when you translate it directly, it means every pot has its own lid, okay? And if you're a woman and you cook and you cannot find a lid of a specific pot, and you take another lid and you place it on a pot, you will understand that there are certain things that are going to happen. Maybe things are going to, if you cook maybe rice and you put a lid on it, it's going to overflow because the lid is not going to fit properly, okay? So what basically the metaphor means is every individual has their own person that fits them perfectly. Elke pot het sy deksel, and this is exactly what the twin flame union is also about. It's your mirror image. It's a person that fits you perfectly, okay? Because you balance each other out and you merge perfectly. I was talking about identical chemical compounds, but there were no congruency and it could not be superposed. But it doesn't mean if this mirror image cannot be superposed, there's not some type of merging that cannot occur. You just need to basically create some type of harmonious environment. I was talking about, in the previous reading, I was talking about the ecosystem, okay? You need to create your own harmonious ecosystem. Anyway, this is your reading for today, guys. I hope it was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please take care. Make sure you hit the notification bell. If you go on my community section, there's information there if you want a reading. I will try and post a link in my description box with those details as well if you want a private reading, okay? Anyway, please take care. I love you guys. Bye.